Hey guys, PatChoko here with you, and I said a long time ago, I promised a long time ago that I was going to do a tour of the diorama that I built. This is like my first full-scale diorama, like on a massive scale. This thing's like 8 feet long, about 3 feet high. Well, I mean, from the floor it's more like 4 foot high, but I mean from the table to the top of the cabin, it's like 3 feet. But anyway, I was going to record this on one of my more professional cameras, but be that as it may, the batteries are all dead and need to be recharged. So why not? I'll do it on the phone. So where should I start here? I guess I should start with the background. I'm gonna do a better backdrop. That is just a sheet that I put up, and I'm gonna like airbrush it. Maybe do like a purple sky or something like that. But I was in a hurry to get it up after I got the dio like nearly complete, so I could just take some quick pictures. And it's good for quick pictures where you don't see the background at all. But eventually I want to do some kind of Bob Ross type um, background like clouds and stuff. Like I've got a diorama backdrop that I use for other pictures that I'm sure you guys have seen. It's like purple clouds and skies and all that stuff. I want to do something like that on a bigger scale, but and the sheet's nowhere near big enough. You can see part of the paneling in the wall back there, and I've got the light set up so the diorama looks good. It looks different in a sort of just normal indoor house lighting, but when you've got it lit for like a dark, scene like this it's a horror scene, it looks really good. I mean, it looks good in, natural light or natural like inside light too, but I mean, it looks more impressive when you got it lit up with several lamps on it. But anyway, yeah, eventually I want to do a different background. Like I said, the sheet's nowhere near big enough, and it's just a black background. Like I said, it's good for, when you zoom in on shots like this, really good. But for if I want to do like a big shot, no, you can see it's just wrinkles and horrible. But that'll be solved soon. Anyway, we'll start with the cabin here. I started building this in my kitchen, and it was originally just going to be the cabin, and that's it. But then, as it grew in scale, I wanted the cemetery. I didn't know I wanted Crystal Lake till I'll get to that in a minute. But I was like, I'm not doing anything with that back room, and now this whole room has become like where I build things and take pictures. So the cabin, it took maybe a month to finish. I mean, or less. I mean, because I originally wasn't going to build this like elevated porch, but that's where it went to. You get a sort of spur of the moment idea, and you want to go with it. So yeah, once I moved everything out here, I said, you know what, I'm going to go all out with it. I'll make the porch more elevated. It's just foam board, like craft foam, like you can get it at the Dollar Tree, you can get it at Walmart, just normal, just Elmer's like foam board. And there's wooden dowels, and there's this perforated board that I made the tin out of. I mean, it's just half a million things. And there's popsicle sticks, and all sorts of stuff. And I really nobody ever notices the creep show crate in the pictures, which it's kind of obscure, but whatever. All these trees and things are just twigs I picked up in the yard. These skeletons, I wanted to make them look, like they'd been impaled, like, Vlad the Impaler had got them or whatever. So I just took hot glue and just covered them in hot glue so the flesh looked all rotting, and then I painted it red. And those are, what they're stuck on are just skewers, like you get at the grocery store, like you'd make the kebab skewers. Um, the lanterns are a different ordeal altogether. I mean, I don't know if I should have enough time to even go into that. If it sounds like I'm breathing heavy, it's not because I'm a pervert. It's because I have COPD and I can't breathe, so forgive me for that. The shed is all popsicle sticks. Just, hot glued together, super glue. Everything on that's like, I think Rick came up with the idea of putting the dartboard on the door. So I said, I don't have one, but I can make one. So I just made that out of foam board. Where should I go next? Anybody's got any questions, by the way, just, hit me up on the video. Oh, yeah, maybe I should turn the jack-o'-lantern on, or will I knock it over? There we go. Yeah, I guess he just fell over. That's great, right, Pat? Good idea. Take time in the video to set this guy back up. Yeah, should have just left him alone, huh? Anyway, the cemetery, the tombstones are built, again, out of the foam board. Oh, and the grass, which is moss, Spanish moss from Walmart. The leaves are leaves from my front yard. I I get Spanish moss, and then you can get sheet moss. It just depends. I think this stuff's way too expensive for what it is. I think it's like for a big bag, it's like $7. I don't know how I would have done it differently. I wanted to do it in a different way, but I mean, I figured it's an old dilapidated cabin out in the forest somewhere, so it's not going to look well kept. So why not? Or is that just an excuse? Who knows? But cemeteries, there's a Jason tombstone back there. There's the Judith Myers tombstone from the 2018 Michael Myers, and the rest of them are made. I made myself. I could have put the Jason tombstone from the Part 5 Nightmare Jason in there, but I thought it looked a little too crude to be in sort of a quote-unquote real cemetery. It was just a wooden tombstone, so I wanted to keep it somewhat realistic, even though it's a very unreal situation, I guess, or scenario. But got Ash and Pennywise on the the front lawn there. These are aquarium gravels. Just pick those up at like Walmart, or did I get them at a pet store? I don't know. Eventually, I might, to cover up the table, I might put the gravels all around the front here to make it like some sort of path that leads around the property of the cabin here into the cemetery. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I've got a whole bag of them because it didn't take me maybe a handful to do this little path in the front of the cabin, but I don't know. Maybe. I mean, that could be a pain in the ass because every time you walk by, you're going to knock one or two off and it'll be a mess on the floor. Chucky out here on the side. And that is Alfred from Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That I just gave an axe, and I thought it was a cool little, effect or whatever. I thought it was funny. By the way, not doing a figure review here, but that balloon on Pennywise is a pain in the ass. Just want to say that. Anybody has that figure probably can relate. We got the shed over here with Freddy in the door. I got the heads on the pipes, which I just took spare head sculpts that I had and just drilled holes in them and jammed the kebab skewers through, just like on this skeleton here. Okay, so the lamps, I took some tea lights from Dollar Tree, some little just shitty little $1 tea lights. I think they're actually 2 for $1. And I took the LEDs out of them, kind of rewired them, finagled them a little bit, and made a mold out of blue stick or blue tack or fun tack, whatever you want to call it. Shoved the LED down in there, filled it with hot glue, and it works. I just have the batteries are dead. As a matter of fact, there's lights in the shed there, and there's lights in the house, in the cabin. But the batteries are all dead. Because honestly, they are a pain in the ass to change because trying to change them, you're knocking stuff over. So, eventually I'll change all the batteries. So we're going to move on down here. I am in a rolling chair, and I'm trying not to knock things over. This is Crystal Lake, the same sort of lamp, light post, whatever over there. Same method, just a little bit different design on the dowel. It's wooden dowel, and both of them wooden dowels and popsicle sticks. We got Crystal Lake, which Crystal Lake looks a little murky at the moment, and actually I like that effect, but I dropped something on here, and I touched it and knocked some of the dust off. But it's funny, this Crystal Lake here is a mirror, and the dustier it is, the better it looks, in my opinion, or maybe that's just an excuse for me not to clean it. Whatever. But I mean, anyway, I think, like I said, the dustier it looks, but I touched it, dropped something, touched it, and messed that up, so I might just clean it off. But it's a mirror. I got Georgie's boat from It there. Remake Jason. The Crystal Lake sign, again, dowels, wooden dowels, and popsicle sticks. And the letters on the Crystal Lake sign are kebab skewers that have been cut up and made into letters. Originally, that was going to be a gallows for the backyard of the cabin, but as you can see, the cabin has no backyard because that would put about 4 more feet of space, which I don't have. Again, the trees are just twigs from the yard. Different kind of Spanish moss for the trees. And it goes over here. I mean, there's Crystal Lake closed sign, just popsicle sticks. And I got a no swimming without supervision sign. All these leaves and shit came from my front yard. The Spanish moss again from Walmart. Just a big mirror, like I said, for the water. The dock was made out of popsicle sticks again. So everything on this diorama is foam, wooden dowels, popsicle sticks, what have you. I wish I had the lights working in the shed so you can see there's like 2 little workbenches in there. And I think there's the Necronomicon on one of the workbenches. I got a little bone pit here. You can't see because I don't have lighting on it. Maybe you can barely make it out. There's a well back there that I made out of foam and hot glue. Let's go on over here. I think that's a little bit all I could talk about. I mean, all to really describe. I mean, like I said, if you want to know any more, just send me a message. But yeah, that's it. I mean, it's not like 100% finished, but it's, you know, to me it's pretty finished. I just haven't figured out what I'm going to do for the front. Maybe add more moss or add, like I said, the aquarium gravel. But whatever. I'll just do one more quick overview. Like I said, I need to get more background material for that side to cover that paneling. And, you know, maybe more for that side. I don't know yet. But, like I said, there's definitely going to be a change to all this. But that's a tour of my little horror-themed diorama. 8 feet long, like I said, 8 foot. It's like a 6 foot table here, and then I've got this crudely set up with craft foam and my amp, one of my old amp cabinets underneath, so I need to definitely fix that. But anyway, we'll do a final pan here. And that will be that. I hope, you know, that was a sufficient enough tour. If not, like I said, send me some questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. I have no problems helping anybody if they need advice or, you know, help, or, you know, maybe even you can give me advice. You know, I'm open to, you know, I'm new to this as well, so I still consider myself sort of an amateur at this because, you know, I could have done things differently. Now, if I knew then what I knew now, I would have done a lot of things differently, but I'm happy with it, you know, and everybody seems to like it, and I'm happy with the response I've gotten with it. But, you know, I could stick any of my horror figures on here, and it'll look cool. The Crystal Lake thing, I can swap any of the many Jason figures I've got out. I mean, it's just, it works for what I wanted, which was just to take pictures. I haven't done any pictures in the cemetery lately, so that might change soon. But, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining Spike Punch ToyWorx. And, you know, it's been a long time coming, getting our own group going. And we, you know, absolutely appreciate every one of you in here. And anyway, Pat Choko signing off.